So here's what I have planned for today. So far I've been using the REST API with GraphQL, or not with GraphQL, but with GitHub to access repositories. And I'm kind of at the point now where we want to do requests that look like this. And I don't know how to do them with the REST API. I'm sure there's probably a way, but I do know how to do it with the GitHub API, the GraphQL one, so I see why not just start using this. So that's what we're going to be is start doing like requests like this, and thanks to audio or Audi booking, have some nice examples that we're going to be using. And so I've been just playing around with it in the little explorer that GitHub gives you. And this is basically what we're going to try to do requests today. Hey Plateris. So here we have the owner, the name of the repo, and then pretty much the path. And so what we're going to do is when I go to codeponder.com and I go to /binawad/codeponder, it's going to grab the codeponder repo. Then when I say master, it's going to get the master branch. And then when I say packages and I say UI, it's going to go in the packages folder and the UI folder, and it's going to show stuff. So we need to transfer this route to a GraphQL call that maps all of the things, right? So we're going to take these individual parts. So that's pretty much the plan for today. And to do that, we're going to start off by just like generating the actual types for this call. Like we're going to write the GraphQL query that we have here, and then we're going to generate the types with it, or at least attempt to. So we're going to need to introspect the GitHub API for that, which we're going to attempt. But first, let's write our query. So here's me writing it without variables. Now I would like to include variables. So I'm just going to call this get file path, or we could say get repo object. Might be a better name. And so I'm just going to say owner name and we're just going to start using that now. The other thing is we're using this kind of syntax in GraphQL, and that's because we can either get a blob or a tree, and I believe there's some other stuff. Nodes and tags, which I don't know if we need right now. And then this is going to be like the path, so it's going to be a string. I guess let's just match the name and call it expression. Cool, so let's make it pretty. We're going to copy this, and so in the website, we're putting all our GraphQL queries in this GraphQL folder, and I'm going to create a GitHub folder where we're going to put all our stuff in. And this should be a folder. And on this, we may actually want to grab something else for blobs, but right now I'm just going to focus on mainly the tree and correctly calling this. So now that we have this, I'd like to try to generate Typescript types for it. And so to do that, I'm going to use the introspection query to get the schema, which I think they had it in their docs somewhere. So instead of requesting the introspection query from it every single time, it looks like it only introspects the repository. I'm not sure if I need the entire, like what I need to introspect. If I need everything, but what I'm going to try is like, here's like a pretty good introspection. Maybe this doesn't have everything because it looks like it just has the repository. Like, you know, let's see if it, what else it mentions about before we just run this query. I guess I was getting the details about just a single type, and what we really care about is the entire schema, I think. So maybe I should run this one, not this one. We can also do the introspection by just requesting it. So if this doesn't work, I'm going to just try using a tool to do it. But what I plan on doing is just copy paste. All right, so now I'm going to say graphql.schema.json, paste it in, give it a save, see if it's valid. Prettier formatted it, so I know it's valid JSON that way pretty much. And so I have a CodeGen. I'm going to need a CodeGen per thing. So I'm going to say CodeGen.github.yaml. So this CodeGen I'm going to use to generate types for my GraphQL API, and then this one's going to be for the GitHub API. So this is going to be a local schema. And then the documents is going to be inside of GraphQL, and then it's going to grab the GitHub folder there. And maybe I should call this git repo object.github. And that way I know for sure that this is a GitHub object. So I could do it like this. So I'm getting all the documents that are GitHub related that way. And here I'm going to say GitHub Apollo components. And really the last thing to do here is to just update our package.json. So we're going to have a generate GitHub. And here we're going to pass in an option to do our custom config. So now we're telling it to grab that one right there, and let's give it a try. I don't think I have my tmux up. This is for Saffron. I think I have another one for my other. Attach to 1. Nope. So it's on 0. Yeah, here's CodePonder. So I'm gonna go ahead and start up the server. The website, we can now try running generate GitHub. All right, so it didn't work. So it was unable to load. First off, I want to rename this to GitHub. I didn't mean to call this GraphQL. I keep interchanging them. Why is the path oh, this? So I'm currently using a fish shell. So here is the path. So I am in documents, programming, projects, CodePonder packages. So what it does is it abbreviates them. So I don't have a super long path name there. All right, so config, we said YAML. Here we're looking through there. Here I should say GitHub. It looks like I had the right name. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Introspection result missing interfaces. All right, let's just straight point it to the GraphQL API then. See what happens. I'm currently on an iMac, and then I have a Mac. I have an old MacBook Pro. Sorry, I think we want to do. Nope, it tells us right here. So I can pass in my token here. I wonder if I can access it without a token. Requires us to be authenticated. Where do we get our token from? Or which token is this? Is it talking about my access token? So now I need to figure out how I can add in a header to this. Perfect. Hey, I have no idea how to say your name. P.S. Panesar. All right, so we have this indented to. All right, so. Okay, why don't we actually just format this the exact way that they have it? All right, so they say schema, and then they drop it to a new line. All right, so I need to add my token there. What is tmux? It is a terminal. I don't know if it's considered a terminal emulator. I think it's more like a terminal splitter. So like here I have multiple tabs, right? These 3 tabs down here, and I can switch between them. Create panels. So here I have 2 side by side. I can switch between. I can't hear you. Multiplexer, that's the word I was looking for. Like my sound is too, is my mic sound too low? Okay, so I need to add this to my .gitignore now. And the reason why is we're about to put a token, which we don't want to share on there. I was waiting for this color to change, and it never did. Can you use the token that you get when you make the user log in with CodePonder? I believe so. In this case, we want to just, I think I can just use my token, which I think is what it wants. So I'm going to add this in real quick and try running it and see what happens. And I'm just going to turn on the secrets so we don't share everything. And let's use that now. All right, so request. Let's see, headers. And where I'm getting this token from is I'm just going to use the one that I send when I use the Explorer if I can. If not, I'll grab the same one I'm using for my server and see if that works. I don't think it will actually though. All right, they're using a cookie for the GraphQL Explorer. So it looks like I'm gonna have to get my authorization token from somewhere else. I think I have it stored in a Redis session that I have stored on the website maybe. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to start the CodePonder website. Yeah, it's just how the easiest way to grab the OAuth token. I think I'm going to start the website and get it when I make a request. I don't make any requests on the client that I can read the token from. Why do you have a secret? Right now I am putting my OAuth token in, so I don't want to expose it. Yeah, I'm gonna log the token that I get from the website. So where do I have that? I believe that's in my index page. Pick a repo is specifically where we log the user in. Yeah, we do save it in the user. Actually, I think I store it in the database maybe. So I could get it from there. But I already started up the website. I can just do this real quick. Dang, I didn't store it in my database, which I thought I did. Because I just remembered I can't really copy paste well. At least in Tmux right now. But I opened up another terminal window, which should work. Alright, show us it. Alright, we got it. Now let's hope this actually works. All right. And we're done with the secrets. Cannot create property source unstring. Request forbidden by administrator. Please make sure your request has a user agent header. All right, so I didn't add a user agent header. Let's try doing that. And back. What should I have as my user agent? I'm just going to call the user agent Ben. Cannot create property source string unable to download the schema. All right, yeah, I'm unable to download the schema. So okay, I'll show you what my problem is with tmux and copying. All right, it doesn't look like this is gonna work. I'm just gonna remove the stuff from it. GitHub schema.json. So here's my problem. So iTerm works just fine. So for example, I did an ls, right? Over here, I'm in tmux. I can copy, paste just fine. Over here, something gets messed up. Copy. Copy. Wait, what the heck? Does it work now? Well, never mind, guys. Somehow it's working now. Disregard. Alright, so it's a bummer I couldn't get the types working, because I wanted that. I'm going to just real quickly do a search and see if I can find anything, and if not, that's fine. We can come back to this at a later point. So for me, I think I have it as like Alt and then click with the mouse, with left mouse does something. GitHub. I don't think we're gonna get anything from this guy. Perfect. This is exactly what we want. Alright, this guy's doing a ton of stuff we don't care about. I think maybe it was at the top. He's even using GQL like we are. Where is schema.json coming from? It doesn't actually look like he's doing it from the GraphQL API. Oh, or sorry, from the GitHub API. I totally misread this. I keep mixing up GitHub and GraphQL in my mind. Alright, let's move on to the next thing. So even though I can't generate the types for it, I can still make requests. And to do that though, we're gonna have to generate a different Apollo client. There's an introspection query at API's Guru GraphQL where really gets all the GraphQL schema, but is big. Okay, let's see what they do then. Yeah, query is really just the one we care about. Wow. So what we can do is we can look at the request and see how they do it, if it will show it. Doesn't look like it will. Oh, you think I should try the custom schema? And like paste in this? Yeah, I don't think this helps us. Are you talking about just copying this guy's query? All right, so let's try GitHub Schema 2. Oh, this is just the actual literal query that they use to introspect. All right. So then we can come back to the Explorer. Is this what you're thinking? Now that is a giant request. That was a good idea. So now we can say GitHub Schema 2. Hey, it worked. I think what I can do to format it is if I format. There we go. The format on save is less weak. Thank you, Poteris. That was excellent advice. Let's see if it generated stuff. And it sure did. Oh boy. So at the very bottom here, it should generate us a component we can use. Excellent. Well, you get the golden star for today. And now we are officially complete with that, so we don't have to skip over it. So we're going to just move on now with the types. Excellent.